was used in this shooting. Again, right behind me, and I should say, just a short time ago, this street was opened for the first time since this shooting. There is now traffic by the Mother Emanuel Church. The church itself is not open for some time. I'm joined now by Don Lemon, who's here with me.
And a friend.
Yeah, I missed a little bit of the show.
Yeah. Well, you can understand why people are upset because, you know, this doesn't happen. This shouldn't happen to anyone. The whole thing that we have been talking about is whether this is terrorism or not. And I think it is terrorism. By any stretch of the imagination, you can understand that people are upset. But, you know, we're going to continue to talk about that.
The president himself said he's angry today.
Right.
And local leaders said they are angry too, that violence like this can't happen in a church. But everyone I've spoken to him as well has also talked about him.
I just think it's really sad that when we have 9 people who've lost their lives.
We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break.
And we have to deal with something like this. But I think it's important too that people see the ignorance of it.
Here in Ferguson, pictures have really told the story. The protests that we have seen on the streets, the law enforcement reaction, all driving this story, both in the national media and the discussion that we're seeing online. Activists here in Ferguson are using Twitter to get their message out, including some major hip-hop artists, like my next guest, Talib Kweli, who is a rapper, activist. Can we call you, I guess we can call him a raptivist. You have been tweeting a lot about what's going on here. To your more than 900,000 followers on Twitter, you have long really been a passionate voice of issues of racial equality. You came to Ferguson days ago.
Yes.
Why?
I mean, why not? You know, I'm on Twitter often. I love Twitter. But the retweeting and everything, it doesn't have an effect without bodies on the ground. Mm-hmm. Without flesh and people actually showing up. Twitter movements, even the movement in Egypt, even the Arab Spring, even Occupy Wall Street, without the people on the ground actually here, there is no story. Yeah. So as an artist, I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I'm supported by the community. The community has been brutalized. I have a son that's Mike Brown's age. Mike Brown was in the hip-hop. It could happen to me. It could happen to you. Mm-hmm. You know, I felt like it was important for me to be here and control the narrative because the media has been doing a horrible job of making sure that the stories get out in the right way.
Well, I disagree with that, especially with our coverage. I think that we've done really great coverage here, and people in the community are actually coming up commending us on our coverage, saying that it's balanced. We've been telling the stories of young black men and their interactions with police officers. I don't think the entire media has been bad.
No, I don't think. I think what you're speaking about is intentions. And I don't think, you know, especially an organization like CNN, I don't think the intention is to not be fair or balanced. But we live in a world that's run by white supremacy, and that's the narrative and language of the oppressors taking over. On CNN.com right now, you have a story that says, Ferguson calm until bottles fly. Well, that's inaccurate, because I was there that night, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what happened. The first thing in the story it says is police chase down men.
Well,
let me finish my point.
That's not what happened where you were. But
I was there, right there, with the article, the situation they're talking about. I was right there. That's what happened.
But that's not what happened.
Let me finish my point. That's exactly what happened.
I'm going to let you finish your point.
No, you're not, because you're talking.
Yes, I am. I'm going to let you finish your point.
No, let me finish my point before you talk.
Okay, let me finish my point before
you talk.
I want to address something you said.
Can I finish my point? We don't have to have an interview if I can't talk. If I can't talk, we don't have to have an interview.
Okay,
let me finish my point. Well, you're interrupting me.
That's what happened.
You're going to let me talk.
Where you were, and police say you're not seeing everything that happens, that goes on. You can't see everything.
I'm only telling you my perspective. Can I finish telling you my perspective, and then you can respond? Because that's how you have a conversation.
I understand that. In order to have a conversation, you have to listen to me as well.
Okay. Well, let me just explain something. I would listen to you if you had the decency. Let me finish. If you had the decency to greet me.
I do have decency. I invited you to come.
All right. Let me tell you what happened. You didn't invite me. Nicole invited me. First of all, you came up. You didn't even say nothing to me. You on your phone the whole time. You asked how to pronounce my name, and then you have no respect for who I am. So let me finish saying what I have to say, or else I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Either I can finish saying what I'm out. You asked me. I was out here from my perspective.
Go ahead.
All right, for what I saw with my own eyes.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay, and I was there on the ground. All right, that's not what happened. The CNN reports on your website says it chased men down. No, it chased men, women, and children down. The CNN report, the headline says, calm until bottles fly. They don't mention the bottles in the article. In the article, you read 5 pages, there's no mention of the bottles flying. I saw the bottle fly. You know when the bottle flew? After the cops told me they were going to blow my effing head off. After the cops, I'm not done. After the cops put on riot gear, put up their shields, and took their batons out and lined up on the streets. And then when they got into position, a bottle comes out of a peaceful protest. That don't make no sense. So what I'm saying is the headline should say, it's common to the cops agitated the people.
Can I talk?
And that's what the headline should
speak
read.
now? Okay. So, we have addressed everything that you're saying.
Please.
Okay? That's what you saw from your position.
That's why I'm here.
You're not seeing everything that's going on.
Of course not.
So from your position,
Only
the
my
article that
perspective.
you're looking at on CNN is one of hundreds, if not thousands, that are written.
That's true.
And also, it's a small part of 24 hours of news coverage that we have here on CNN.
Which is why I said
And
it wasn't
understand
intentional.
your anger.
Which is
And
why I
as
said it
far
wasn't
as-
intentional.
As far as you saying me coming up, I have a job to do. What I'm doing on television is in this phone. I'm reading. Hang on. I'm reading.
I would have enough respect to
I'm
greet
reading-
you if I never met you
hang on,
before, brother.
I'm reading.
To greet you,
I'm
say, how
reading.
you doing? It's nice
I
to
said
meet
how
you.
you're doing.
No, you did not.
I did.
No, you didn't. That's a lie.
Did I not?
No, you
walk up to
didn't.
and
We
say
have it on
hello?
tape. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did. I
You
walked up
skated
to
by here, and I said hello to you, and you said, hey, what's up? You didn't say my name. You didn't do none of that.
I'm trying to
Come
get on
man.
the air. I'm working.
I'm
I said
working
hello,
too.
hello to you. I'm trying to be respectful to you to make sure that I say your name properly. People call me Don Lemon. If someone came on, I would say, my name is Don Lemon. So I just want to make sure I'm respectful to you so that I say your name properly. I said hello to you. I am very busy here. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I invited, and CNN invited you to be on CNN so we can have this conversation. And I don't mind having this conversation, having this argument. I think this is what we should do. But we have to listen to each other.
Right, but the first thing you did that stopped this conversation from
Hang on,
communicating
producers. I think this is very important. Go ahead.
while I was telling my perspective, you've been on TV all day. I'm in the streets, and you out here, and I commend you. I see you going through the same struggles as a black man that we all going through, and I commend you for being out here, because a lot of people who talk are not out here. And I could tell from your passion, you're not just out here as a journalist.
Right.
However, the first thing you did when I'm telling my perspective is cut me off, and I'm telling you from my like you correctly said, it's only my perspective. That's all I can be
Will you just
responsible.
listen to me? I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm trying to address each point that you're giving so that nothing is lost in the sauce. So when you say something, I want to address one point, and then I'm going to stop and let you say something else, and then I'm going to address that point. I'm not trying to disrespect you. What I'm trying to do is get on television so that I can get you on and have a conversation.
My job is to represent what I saw, and I have 90 seconds at least to speak when you ask me a question. I know how this goes for me to answer. I got 20 seconds out. Let me say my pizza first, and then we can have a conversation.
Okay, so let me tell you this. So for the past 2 minutes, right, the producers have been rapping me saying, let's go. I'm standing here having a conversation with you. If I tell you I'm going to let you speak, I mean that. I'm going to let you speak. But I want us to have a conversation where we're listening to each other. Where if I
have a mission. I have a mission of statement that I have to get out about my.
I'm letting you do that.
Well, you weren't, but now you are, and I appreciate it.
Yes, no, but I was going to let you do that in the beginning, but you aren't listening.
I can't trust that.
Tonight, 3 officers dead, 3 wounded in Baton Rouge. A really tough day for Baton Rouge and for the country, really. Here to talk about how to keep our police safe is Sheriff David Clark of Milwaukee County, Wisconsin. He is going to be speaking at the Republican convention tomorrow night. Sheriff, thank you very much for that horrific day. I spoke to the heads of the Sheriff Department, the Police Department, and the state police down there, and they told us how their hearts were reeling. Their message is peace and coming together in the country. What's your message?
You don't believe that for 1 minute, do you?
That their message is?
Yeah.
That's what they said to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe them.
Any protests over the deaths of these cops today in Baton Rouge?
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Any riots or protests over the police officers in Dallas, Texas?
What are you asking?
It's a pretty simple question.
I asked you if what's your message to the people. Their message is one of peace. What is your message?
My message has been clear from day one 2 years ago. This anti-cop sentiment from this hateful ideology called Black Lives Matter has fueled this rage against the American police officer. I predicted this 2 years ago. So what I want to know...
Okay, Sheriff.
Do I want to know?
With all due respect, do you know that this was because of that?
Yes, I do.
Law enforcement officer?
I've been watching this for 2 years. I predicted this. This anti-police rhetoric sweeping the country has turned out some hateful things inside of people that are now playing themselves out on the American police officer. I want to know, with all of the black-on-black violence in the United States of America, by the way, when the tragedies happened in Louisiana and Minnesota, You know that 21 black people were murdered across the United States? Was there any reporting on that?
Black officer who was killed today. But let's.
Was there any reporting on that?
Sheriff, please, let's just keep the volume down here. So I understand, and listen,
I'm looking at 3 dead cops this week, and I'm looking at 5 last year. You trying to tell me to keep it down?
Just please, if you'll just please, we can keep it civil. So, because the message to people at home, I'm sure you want is one of civility.
I wish, Don, you had that message of civility.
Have a conversation
toward this hateful ideology, these purveyors of hate.
What my message is.
That's
what I
what
want
they
to say
do.
to you is,
These people preach fire and virtue
We'll be right
in
back.
the name
We're going to
of
go to break,
hate.
and we'll be right back. Are you going to let me talk?